Thank you for attending this education and training seminar at the 2022 North Carolina Wing Conference. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Kathy Nicholas, and I'm the Director of Education and Training for the North Carolina Wing. Our seminar this year is Education and Training, Building the Foundation. We will be going through the process that a prospective senior member takes from an initial inquiry through the completion of Level 1 training. This presentation is for both the senior member and for those in the unit that will be assisting in guiding them through the process. Since this is a recorded presentation, you can place your questions in the chat. Lieutenant Colonel Valerie Brown and Major Chad Hooper will be assisting me in answering as many questions as possible at the end of the presentation. So you do not need to watch chat to get an answer. We know it all starts here with how we greet a prospective member, be it in person, through email, or by phone. There are many different opportunities we have to make a great first impression. Do you recruit regularly? Are you holding open houses or participating in events? Do you have the right personnel in place that can explain about Civil Air Patrol and provide material on who we are, what we do, and provide meeting locations and times? A visitor to a squadron meeting should be greeted and introduced to other members. A brief explanation about what will be taking place at that meeting is helpful so the visitor knows what to expect. Also, getting them to sign in to obtain contact information for follow-up is very important. What is our first impression that we're getting across? Are we welcoming or too busy with all the other activities we're trying to conduct at the meeting? Do you have a dedicated set of greeters that assist your recruitment and retention officer and can guide a prospective member through the meeting? Expectations are extremely important to discuss with a prospective new member. What are their expectations of the organization? Do they know much about Civil Air Patrol to ask questions that identifies for us what their expectation of service is? We also need to provide to the prospective member what the expectations of the organization are. It is important to convey the responsibilities and the commitment to serve. Time will be required for learning and training. Having a prospective member attend at least 3 meetings will help with orientation and introduction to other members and their roles in the unit. A key to helping a prospective member to decide if Civil Air Patrol is right for them is to provide handouts. A folder with take-home information if they come to visit, or to send via email if it's a phone or email inquiry, gets them started before they visit. The CAP fact sheet, North Carolina Wing fact sheet, and documentation about the senior member program, the squadron, uniforms, and other information that have been prepared will assist the individual in making an informed decision about joining. It will help to raise questions about our organization, what their role might be, and how to serve best. Creating a set of documents that you can give someone that includes a business card or contact information at their first meeting is a great way to welcome and show that we're interested in them. So what do we do now that they have expressed an interest in joining? We should provide the prospective member with a brief history of Civil Air Patrol, our missions, our core values, the different membership categories, an explanation of duty assignments, the different roles we perform, the types of uniforms we wear, and for the next step, the membership application. This can be as formal or informal as best works for the squadron. CAP Regulation 39-2, Civil Air Patrol membership, describes the unit membership board. All unit commanders must appoint a unit membership board to assist in determining the eligibility of new applicants. Membership boards may consist of 1 to 3 members and will interview those who are applying to be cadet sponsors, senior members, and patron members. CAP pamphlet 60-14, CAP's First Talk Guide, is an excellent resource and highly recommended to use when interviewing applicants. It contains briefing information and discussion questions. There's also a page on CAP core values that should be given to the applicant. An application for membership must include a fingerprint card and a check for the dues. The application is approved by the squadron commander and sent to Civil Air Patrol headquarters. When the application is processed, the new member will receive an email with their CAP ID and information, which we'll discuss a little later. We want to build a solid foundation for the new member from the start. It requires a team effort of the recruiting and retention officer, personnel officer, and education and training officer working together with the new member. One of these individuals can act as a mentor. However, any member can be a mentor. The member can get started completing level 1 modules on their own. Having a guide through this process and being provided information on how to obtain uniform items and getting involved in the unit makes the new member feel welcome and gets them engaged quickly. One of the requirements for level 3 in the education and training program is for a member to mentor a new member through level 1. We encourage you to identify these members in your unit so they can work with the new member and fulfill this requirement. A very helpful item for a new member is to provide a document explaining different areas and steps to take. A checklist of items to accomplish is a great guide. We need to introduce the member to e-services and the main Civil Air Patrol, North Carolina Wing, and unit websites. Also, show the member where to go on Vanguard's site to purchase uniform items and obtain that 10% discount code from Vanguard's Facebook page. Getting the member started on level 1 training is a priority. E-services is the main portal for members for online learning, their record of accomplishments, reports, and many other areas. It is easy to set up an account in e-services. When a member receives an email from National Headquarters welcoming them to Civil Air Patrol, they receive their CAP ID number and get instructions on how to set up their account. As shown on this slide, they click on First-Time Users to register. On the new user registration page, the member enters their last name, the last 4 digits of their Social Security number, date of birth, and email address to create an account. Level 1 training is the beginning step for a new member. Level 1 provides basic information about Civil Air Patrol, our missions, core values, and members' roles within the organization. This slide shows where to go to locate Access, AXIS, Civil Air Patrol's online learning system. In e-services, click on Menu at the top left of the screen, then Online Learning. In the drop-down menu, click on Learning Management System. The next screen has the Go to Access button. By entering Access, members have many educational modules in a variety of areas that they can take: communications, emergency services, operations, safety, specialty track rating tests, and more. There are 14 modules a member must complete before becoming fully engaged in emergency services training. Choose a duty position in specialty track and actively serve and get the full benefit of being a member. All modules in level 1 are automated modules, which means a member can complete them on their own time and are graded in the system without any other intervention. Members can complete modules at any time of day in any location. One module requires a summary conversation to complete that requirement for level 1. It is the Cadet Protection module. We will cover this on a later slide. An alternative to taking all the level 1 modules in Access is working with an approved volunteer university instructor who can go through the modules with the new member. We encourage all squadrons to have at least one VOLU instructor in their unit to assist in this area. Volunteer university instructors can instruct modules in levels that they have completed themselves. Please reach out to the Wing Education and Training staff for more information in this area. Even if the member is completing all modules through Access, we highly recommend members download the module content files from the main Civil Air Patrol website. This goes for each level you will be working in. Shown as an example on this slide, to gain access, click on Members on the blue bar, then Education and Training when the drop-down menu appears, then Level 1 Onboarding. Scroll down the page to near the bottom of the screen to where the link is for Level 1 Content Module Files. Click on this link to open the zip file. File folders appear for each of the modules as shown on the right side of this slide. We highly recommend downloading them to your computer. When you click on the file folder, you see instructor guides, student guides, PowerPoint slides, and any other reference material for that module. The instructor and student guides are in two formats, PDF and Word for those whose computer or tablet opens the document in one of those formats. An example of the student guide for the Introduction to E-Services module is shown in the bottom right. The same material is covered in this guide as in the automated module in Access. This information enhances what the Access module provides and is a great reference for future needs. Please speak with your Education and Training Officer for more information about how this works for each level. Members can review their progress through each level and professional levels in e-services. This example for Level 1 is the same way you would review all 5 levels. On the main e-services screen, you select Menu, then Professional Development, then Professional Levels. On the next page, under the word Accomplishments, select Professional Levels. Your CAP ID is automatically displayed. Under Select Level, click on the drop-down menu and select Level 1. Each member has access to review their status for all the requirements in the level that they are working in. In this example for Level 1, note that at the top of each section on the right, it will show completed and required tasks. The first set, Level 1 Group 3, shows one module or task is required and has been completed. The second set, Level 1 Group 4, shows 2 are required and are not completed. When modules and tasks are completed in each of the sections, the status changes to approved, which you can see for the OPSEC and cybersecurity module. If there is a task that a member has a document that they uploaded and is waiting for approval, the status will show pending until it is approved. When a group of modules or tasks have been completed, there will be a green check mark on the left side where it shows level group, indicating everything is complete for that section. This provides a quick and easy way to glance down the page to see what items are completed or may be missing. As mentioned earlier, after the member has completed the Cadet Protection module, they must have a summary conversation. This can be with the commander, deputy commander for cadets, or education and training officer. The commander or ETO uses the Trainer's Guide to the Summary Conversation, which is located in the Cadet Protection Training section on the main Civil Air Patrol website. Recommendations of conversation topics and questions are listed in this document. After the conversation is completed, the approving authority enters the date completed in the member's professional levels and clicks Submit at the bottom of the page. A quick reminder here that we're accumulating your questions in chat and they'll be answered at the end of the presentation. The My Learning Path and Plan module contains a new member plan of action. As part of the module, the new member is to complete this with the mentor, commander, or education and training officer. It provides a basis for what the member's interests are and to help guide them in choosing their duty position and specialty track. The form also provides targets and goals for getting started in other training and completing the Yeager Award for aerospace education. It cannot be stressed enough that the new member plan of action is a very important part of the process of a member's foundation. The last item to complete in Level 1 training is the selection of the path for Level 2. Does the new senior member have prior military service or is a former Civil Air Patrol cadet? Then those paths are selected. Are they serving as chaplains, health service personnel, legal officers, professional educators, serving as aerospace education officers, and financial professionals serving as finance officers? Then the professional path, as explained in CAP Regulation 35-5 Personnel Procedures, would be selected for them. All others select the new member path. Use CAP Regulation 40-1, Civil Air Patrol Senior Member Education and Training Program, in determining the correct path for the new member. This slide shows the modules in the 4 different paths for Level 2. Why are there different paths, you may ask? Well, Civil Air Patrol recognizes that members bring different experiences. With this in mind, some modules were developed with slight variations. A former cadet has an understanding of the Cadet Protection Program from their experience, so the module they take is tailored for them to understand the program from a senior perspective. A member with no Civil Air Patrol experience has a slightly different module for cadet protection. A former military member has a basis for uniforms and customs and courtesies, however, needs to understand the differences in CAP. A non-military member needs more instruction in this area as they have not been exposed to military-style uniforms before. There are a few other modules that have differences as well. Only Level 2 have the different paths. Levels 3 through 5 are the same for all. You can find the module listings for each level on the main Civil Air Patrol website. This is the detail that was shown on the previous slide. To download the document with all the levels listed, click on Members on the blue bar, then Education and Training when the drop-down menu appears. Scroll down the page to Education and Training Documents. Click on the link for Senior Member Education and Training Program Module Summaries. Download the document to your computer. If you only want one particular level, you can download it from that level section on the main CAP website. Shown here on the right side of the screen is the access to Level 1's Module Summary sheet. When all items are complete in a level, a notice will appear near the top of the screen in a member's professional levels. There is a light blue bar that shows current status ready for approval. Click on the button Submit Path for Approval. Please note that members can submit their own request for approval. This will be placed in the approving authority's queue for review and their approval. After approval, the member has earned their first ribbon, the membership ribbon. The certificate of achievement of completing Level 1 is printed at the squadron level. This is printed by the unit staff that has the permissions to print the certificate. It is signed by the unit commander before presenting. In North Carolina, members receive a congratulations letter from the wing commander when they complete each level. This example is a Level 1 congratulations letter from our wing commander. The wing education and training staff sends this out in an email with additional information for the member. Our new members who are former or current military may have professional military education credit, or PME. The member needs to submit to the Education and Training Officer their DD-214 form and any other military school certificates to see if they're eligible to receive credit for any of the modules. The ETO submits that to Civil Air Patrol National Headquarters. This screen shows the equivalency credit tiers. This can be found in CAP Regulation 40-1, CAP Senior Member Education and Training Program. Each of the module summary sheets in the regulation and that you've downloaded from the instructions given previously indicate modules that are credited based upon tiers. Members will not need to complete those modules. This screen shows an example of a few modules in the Level 2 military path. If a member has professional military education PME credit in tiers 2 through 5, they receive credit for those modules and do not need to complete them. The personnel officer and commander work together in regard to a member requesting an advanced grade. CAP Regulation 35-5 Personnel Procedures outlines the eligibility requirements for an advanced grade request. A CAP Form 2 is completed and accompanied with the proper documentation. For an active military officer, former military officer, or NCO in the grade of E7 through E9, the request may be made to receive a CAP grade in recognition of their military knowledge and experience. Please note that such promotions are neither automatic nor mandatory. In recognition of certain special skills and qualifications earned outside of Civil Air Patrol, which are directly related to the CAP mission, there is eligibility for initial appointment to a grade commensurate with these skills, provided they are contributing these skills to the Civil Air Patrol mission. An example of those with professional or military-related skills are pilots, CFIs, health services, legal, and more. Former cadets who have earned the Mitchell Award or higher are eligible for an advanced grade based upon the award achieved. Please see CAP Regulation 35-5 Personnel Procedures for complete information and speak with the personnel officer. An important item to note is that all members must complete Level 2 Part 1 before an advanced grade request can be submitted to National Headquarters. A senior member education and training and promotion chart was created to provide members a reference of what is required to complete each level and the minimum requirements for promotion. This chart is current as of February 2022. The details of each level's requirements can be found in CAP Regulation 40-1, CAP Senior Member Education and Training Program. CAP Regulation 35-5, Personnel Procedures, contains the information for promotion requirements. This chart can be downloaded as well as other resources that are listed on the North Carolina Wing website under Education and Training. This leads us into where you can locate helpful resources. On the main CAP website, gocivilairpatrol.com, there's a Members tab. When you click on the tab, a drop-down menu appears. Click on Education and Training to open up another menu. We encourage you to review the information on the main page and in each section under Education and Training, as it provides great learning opportunities and will help you with your progression in your Civil Air Patrol career. The North Carolina Wing website has many useful tools. The location for education and training resources can be found by clicking the Members tab for the drop-down menu list. Click on Education and Training to open up another list. Review the information on the main page and in each section under Education and Training. A library of the monthly newsletters sent to members is located here. The newsletters contain information on the Education and Training Program, helpful tips on how to find things in e-services and use it more effectively, opportunities for training in other areas throughout Civil Air Patrol and outside of CAP, to just name a few items. If you missed a newsletter issue, which is emailed to all senior members the first of the month, you can find it here. In e-services under professional levels, there is a How to Use the Senior Member Education and Training Tools in e-services guide. This is the same place you go to review your accomplishments in the Education and Training Program. Click on Menu, then in the drop-down menu, select Professional Levels. The next step is to click on Accomplishments on the line that shows e-services with the drop-down arrow and accomplishments. In the section right above your CAP ID, the little letter I, User Guide, is where you click next. It opens the Education and Training Tools and e-services guide. This is a great reference guide that Civil Air Patrol has developed. Examples of how to sign up for a cohort, enter in conference credit, where to find other tools, and more are located in the guide. Please be sure to download it. An education and training toolkit has been created for education and training officers and commanders. This is available to these members and teams and provides them additional information in managing the program so they have tools to assist members and answer questions. For our ETOs and commanders, the toolkit is in the File section in your team's account. The next step for a new member to take is to continue with completing Level 2 in the Education and Training program. Levels 2 through 5 have both automated and moderated modules. Automated means the member can complete the module just like in Level 1, where no intervention from an instructor is needed. The system grades the module completed. Moderated means the member works with an instructor via an online cohort or face-to-face instruction to complete these modules. An instructor grades the work for our moderated module. There are multiple ways to complete modules: through a cohort, the Virtual in Residence program, and with Wing Volunteer University instructors in person or virtually through Teams. A cohort is a group of up to 25 members assigned to a group of 4 instructors to engage in online asynchronous training. A cohort or instruction from a volunteer university instructor is required to complete moderated modules. To enroll in a cohort, access professional levels as explained on slide 13. Then under Volunteer University, click on Cohort Request. A confirmation message will appear in the top right corner, and the request will show on the current pending request list below the cohort request form. Volunteer University will contact the member with information for the next available cohort. If a member signs up for a cohort by the last Wednesday of the month, they'll be in a cohort if there's room available at the beginning of the following month. The Virtual in Residence program, also known as VIR, is one of the 2 in-person options for Level 2 through 4 and the Squadron Commander course modules in the Education and Training program. Virtual in Residence provides members the opportunity to complete the moderated modules from home via a virtual classroom with an authorized volunteer university instructor. As mentioned, volunteer university instructors in the wing can also hold in-person and virtual training sessions. After completing Level 1, it's time for a member to investigate and choose their duty position and specialty track. After introducing the member to the various duties and responsibilities, the selection should be something the member is interested in and will support the mission of the squadron and Civil Air Patrol. The personnel officer, commander, and mentor should help guide the member in this area. The member can also complete CAP Test 116, General Emergency Services, and work with the Emergency Services Officer on optional ground and aircrew training. The General Chuck Yeager Award is part of Civil Air Patrol's internal aerospace education program for senior members. The Yeager test is a self-paced study based upon the Civil Air Patrol text, Aerospace, The Journey of Flight. The test is taken in the Learning Management System. A member earns the Yeager Award ribbon and certificate upon completion. Thank you for attending our seminar. We hope you found it informative and will use this as a guide for new members. Please continue to enter any questions in the chat so we can address them. For any questions we're unable to get to, our contact information is on this slide. Many thanks to Lieutenant Colonel Valerie Brown and Major Chad Hooper, our wing education and training staff, for all their assistance. This presentation will be posted to the Education and Training Officers and Commanders Toolkit and the North Carolina Wing website under the 2022 conference seminars when they get them posted.